Welcome back everybody with the next match here at the end of the storm. Here in Khaldor TV we have now in the losers bracket Roccat going up against the Pirates in Pyjamas. And as we're already in the losers bracket, it also means of course that for both of the teams this is the last chance to advance to the tournament. If they lose here, then they are already out. Roccat in this case playing on Cursed Hollow with Reyna, and they also have Abathur now in their composition. So a pretty strong setup actually when it comes to potential copies then at all, and especially since the front line is something that they can work with as well. Copy on potentially Arthur's and also Johanna can really help to save Reyna, make sure that he is safe in the backline, especially where he can dish out all that damage. He's super popular these days, and that's one of the things that of course the teams are currently really banking their hopes on when they're picking him. All that auto attack damage is really brutal, especially against the opponent's tanks. The Pirates, on the other hand, they were able to secure themselves Zeratul, and Zeratul together with Vala as a combination for damage can be quite nasty. They also have a Malfurion here in the mix, and of course we all know how that's gonna work. Void Prison as a setup, Malfurion with the roots, and then everybody else is just gonna try to lock these targets down. And especially with the Leoric in their midst, they now have the March of the Black King available to just like attack all these targets that before that have been locked down by the Void Prison. So pretty cool setup for both of the teams. It is a best of 3 series here at the end of the storm, and guys, we're gonna jump into our first match, which is happening as mentioned on Cursed Hollow. Game number 1, everybody, between Roccat and the Pirates in Pyjamas. We are in the losers bracket of the End of the Storm tournament, meaning that whichever team loses the best of 3 series is going to be eliminated from the tournament completely. To the left side of the map we are seeing Roccat with Zocke on Johanna, we have Shadowmar on Rhaegar, Sport Billy on Arthurs, Chris on Reyna, and Hazorps playing Abathur for the team here. To the right side of the map, it is in red currently. Quacknix on Vala for the Pirates in Pyjamas. We have Zico on Anuburak, Sypho on Zeratul, Smexy Salamal Furian, and Super KG is playing Leoric for the team. The first game to start the series off here, and we have pretty solid compositions by the two of them. So Abathur is of course always fun to observe in these games, and currently Hazorps is running the hero here. We have a Reyna build, but this time without the Seasoned Marksman. Oftentimes you see the talent taken on maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen. There's actually like a lot of maps where Seasoned Marksman is playing a huge role, but in this case it's Give Me More on level 1. Auto attack Vala, that's the choice that we're seeing on the side of the Pirates. Zeratul also not rushing into the, well, either Seasoned Marksman or Regeneration Master, and no stacking talents for him. Instead it is block that he's running here, and we are still having on level 1 for Malfurion Moonburn to give him the extra damage against minions and mercenaries. So the setup is already determined. We have like tanks at the top lane, tanks in the mid lane, and the rest of the team is looking at the bot lane right now. Abathur of course is going to jump throughout the entire map trying to get the bombs in there as well. But for now we have Chris and Shadowmar at the bot lane here pretty much alone. There's not too much stacking going on. You don't really need to focus on the minions or anything for Seasoned Marksman stacks, so they can just simply make sure that they're not losing the towers here and play this safe and sound. In the mid lane we have a bit more pressure going on with Super KG and Sypho starting to get into position. But at this point both of the teams playing it like pretty solid. Talking about the potential copies for Abathur, I mean in this case it's really like a focus on the tanks, and Arthur's copy is very annoying to deal with, and so is a Johanna copy. They don't really have a damage dealer that they could copy in this case. Reyna is nice, but usually you need the talents to really get the most out of his damage. One of the things that we could potentially see though is Monty the Monstrosity. Very unlikely, since the reduction on the Auric ability for Abathur's Ultimate Evolution was very significant in the last patch. I mean, there was a 20-second cooldown reduction from 70 down to 50, so most of the players are relying on it now. We see very rarely the Monstrosity taken, but with the setup that they're using, you could definitely go into the Monstrosity and then on level 20 start to use Hive Mind. Super KG and Zocke in the mid lane still battling, and the first tribute should appear on the map very soon. We have now with the level 4 talents already for 2 of the heroes focus attack taken, once for Zeratul and the other one of course on the other side of the map for Reyna. And Manticore for extra damage. Quacknix is rushing more and more into auto attack for his Vala. Wow, gets evenly condemned and pulled in again. Looked for a second like he was able to escape, but nope. He is extremely low, has to well up, and that might allow Shadowmar to go for the steal. Smexy style with a Moonburn gets it in though. And Leoric dying in the meantime. One of the Pirates already down, and we see the tribute ending up in the hands of Roccat. Solid play by them, well done. We also have, for now at least, on level 4, Feral Heart, we're seeing the Ballista Horse. That gives them, of course, not only global range, but also increases their duration a bit. It can be really nice, also if you want to scout. I mean, you can always keep a few of the toxic nests around your opponent's golem so that you know exactly when they are trying to go for it. And that helps a lot. Usually when we see that talent, we have on level 7 also the slow, and that is super annoying. I mean, like, wherever you are on the map, you can always run into one of these mines, one of the toxic nests, and then you're just getting slowed down, which is, like, super annoying. Soccer and Sport Billy already going for the camps. We have 3 minutes into the game, so now the bosses are already up. And Sypho, I mean, at some point he might actually try and move in to take down Abathur, but this is still a little bit too early. Normally that happens, well, when we see Wormhole taken, so that's something that he could do. We have already the Tribute about to spawn, and Smexy Style and Super KG are waiting for opponents to appear here. Sport Billy is already rushing away, trying to move in and lock down Leoric, I should say, and helped out by Abathur. Yes, they're going for it, and down to the bot, it's still Malfurion with a potential capture on the Tribute, and it looks like he's not gonna get that through, not quite. Yeah, still Chris, Zocca and Shadowmar trying to stun him out, but they have to let this one go. They get zoned out and they just move into the mid lane again. Secure themselves more experience so that they get level 7 and they have it a bit faster with now Rune Tap on Arthur's. That allows them easily to just get a few of these camps even more. We're currently also seeing as the level 7 talents, I mean, Fight or Flight has been taken here, so that helps. The Vile Nest as already assumed. We have Conviction taken for the extra speed, which is also kind of nice. And at the same time here, the Austin's Renewal. It's pretty cool that we have on Leoric just so many different builds that work. I mean, we've seen so many different talents taken on level 7. Austin's Renewal is nice. Paralyzing Rage is sometimes being used. These days it's mostly the increase on the range. Abathur actually taken out. Look at that. Sypho snuck in and took him apart. So Abathur is dead. And has Ops already a bit annoyed. Like, there's nothing more annoying as an Abathur player when suddenly one of the stealthies appears next to you and tries to take you down. So he is able to lock him out, and that was also a perfect timing because both of them are on level 8 and the next Tribute is already on the map. But Abathur is back to business now at the bot lane, soaking experience again already in one of the bushes here, doing exactly what he's supposed to do. Soaking experience by helping out the rest of the team up at the top. Chris is not getting the Tribute through though, but they have taken down Vala, and with Vala killed, Chris with the second attempt has no issues taking this one. Super KG on the other hand, yeah, well, he's trying on Leoric, but it doesn't really seem like he has the Wraith Walk still up, so he dies. He's of course immediately attempting to come back to life a bit faster, using the Drain Hope again, but in this case it doesn't really help him too much. The mid lane is still being pressured by the Bruiser camp that was already captured earlier, so good job here on the side of the Pirates. But they are still missing out on a lot of the experience here. It's 3 kills versus 1 against them, so the Pirates playing a very dangerous game here. We have 2 of the Tributes in the hands of Roccat. Another one would put the curse on the Pirates, and level 10 is going to be happening for Roccat very, very soon, giving them the lead in this particular series here, at least for potential capture on the next Tribute. And there it is. Heroic abilities now with the Hyperion. Army of the Dead has also been used. Abathur, is he going to go for the Ultimate Evolution? It's a likely talent for him to take, but it would also mean that they can only copy one of the tanks, or will most likely copy one of them, and yes, he does. Very few players value the monstrosity these days. No more Monty. Instead, it is Ultimate Evolution again with a Blessed Shield, Ancestral Healing, and the Army of the Dead. But the level 10 abilities are just in time ready for their opponents too. And that means Cocoon, Void Prism, March of the Black King, Tranquility, and Vala. Most likely gonna go into the... yeah, she goes into Rain of Vengeance. By the way, there was a ninja buff also to her Strafe, because now if you go for an auto attack build and you use Strafe, you don't lose those stacks anymore. Again, they are starting to move in here at the Tribute. Both of the teams actually fighting for it, and a lot of their rogue abilities already used. Sport Billy very early with the Army of the Dead here. Has that around for a bit longer. Nice, nice Moonfire here. Shadowmar looked for a second like he was able to take it. And again, gets Moonfired once more. He's getting a bit annoyed. He's just like, leave me alone. The Army of the Dead is already gone, and Sport Billy is extremely low on mana. Very well played. Oh, the roots! And he gets the roots in. They lock them down. But here comes the March of the Black King. Hyperion is counteracting that though. And they're jumping in. Cocoon in the back line. Shadowmar is dead. And now they are trying to focus on Zocca. They don't really get the kill there, but they will get the Tribute. But yeah, as I was saying, back in the days when you used an auto attack build, you never wanted to use strafe, because when you come out of the strafe you would have lost all of the hatred stacks that you gathered up before. They changed that though. Like originally it was actually like the other way around, then they changed it so that you lost it, and now we got a bit of a ninja buff for strafe. If you use strafe now with an auto attack build, once you come out of strafe you still have the same amount of hatred stacks, so you're not losing them, so that makes the heroic ability viable if you're going for an auto attack build. It's kind of interesting how they always sneak that in and not list it in the patch notes, but it's pretty cool when you actually realize it. A lot of people actually don't know that, even pro players don't know that yet. So Super KG up at the top lane here, pushing this back, doing Lorik things just basically. And we have 3 kills against 2. That last setup was actually pretty sweet, with that Void Prism into the Entangling Roots, and then also following that up with a Cocoon on the back line, making sure that Johanna could not really interfere with these kills that they got. But it's still level 12 versus 12, 2 tributes against 2, so we could actually end up with a level 13 talent against level 10s when the next tribute happens. Looking at the experience bars right now, it's very likely that that happens. 13 is there, that's the extra talent. So right now there it is, and here's the tribute, exactly. So that's exactly the problem that team the Pirates are going to have now. They should actually stay up at the top lane and try and push this. There's just no way that they can fight for the tribute here. They're going to be cursed either way. They might try and sneak that boss in, but do they really have the damage up to make that happen? I'm not quite sure. It looks like so far Roccat is busy enough that they don't do anything about it. They already move up with only one hero. Well, Zoc is in the mid lane now, but already the curse is happening and they are getting the boss. So a pretty smart move from the Pirates here, not even trying to go for the tribute. They couldn't have secured it either way. We have now the boss pushing the top lane down to the bot lane. Another boss is also taken here, so that's already working for them. 13 versus 13 now finally as well, and of course with that auto attack build, if you really want to get the damage out, then Giant Killer is just a logical follow-up on the side of Vala, and that's exactly what she does. We have Cleanse on 7 and Ice Block now on level 13. Nice dodge by Quacknix against the Blessed Shield. Johanna not getting the lockdown in there. 2 of the heroes still without the level 13 talents. And yes, there we go, they're jumping in again against Chris, but yeah, Shield Glare just misses in the last second. Kaitina's plating has been used, okay, so trying to be a little bit safer here. And again, Drain Hope on level 13. Nice Void Prism. I really like the Void Prism that we are seeing on them. A bit late on that Entangling Roots, didn't lock down anybody, and the boss is now pushing that bot lane. They are threatening keep already, and there's the Hyperion as well, and she is just firing away. Hyperion with a lot of damage here, and they go straight for the keep. They are very likely to take the keep now too. But the drop against the Nubarak, oh my god, that was close, but they get the kill. Smexy Style and Cypher, they are moving away here. Frost Armor, well, not Frost Armor, but of course Ice Block being used, but you can still see that, but it's not gonna work. It's still a 4 versus 4, Super KG moves away. Boss has been defeated, and now they are on the move once again. We have on level 4 just, good kill. So they kill Arthas. Get this one, level 15 versus level 15. Eldruin's Might on level 4. I really, Eldruin's Grace. I really want to point that out once again, and for a very simple reason. If you are trying to get that additional Entangling Roots down, thanks to with Void Prism into Entangling Roots into the March of the Black King and yada yada yada, then the range on your basic abilities is really important. So that level 4 talent is just absolutely crucial if you're trying to go for some kind of bombo combo like that. So super important talent from them here to take. We also have the level 16 approaching for Roccat now. And Zoc can, with Burning Rage, easily take these camps alone. I mean, he already has Conviction. The only way how he could get these camps done faster is if he went for Retribution on level 4 and then on level 7 takes Battle Momentum, then he can just spam out Condemn over and over again. But with Burning Rage, and especially with the help of Abathur, this is absolutely no trouble for Johanna to get this done. Level 16 versus level 16 now though, and we have for both of our single target damage dealers, Giant Killer taken. So they're using this right now. Up to the top lane, Super KG moves away, and he actually escapes. No way. He gets away here, and the Osel rule helped him once more. March of the Black King. They're gonna get the kill. Yeah, they're getting the kill. But are we gonna see some counter pressure here? He didn't even pick his level 16 talent. I don't think he could have really kept himself alive there. But yeah, no level 16 for him. Tenacious Roots now for Malfurion, and that's of course gonna make it a bit easier for him to really land those entangling roots when the Void Prison is up. They go through the mid lane, they give up the tribute up at the top. Would have been a curse tribute, by the way. They only need one more to curse their opponents. And look at this wave. That's a double wave together with a Bruiser Cam. Really strong stuff there. Draining a lot of the ammunition of the fort. And at the bot lane we see a very similar approach with 2 of the Siege Giants already locking it down. But the same is happening up at the top. The fort already down. So both of the teams doing a solid work with this. We have now Stone Skin and Spell Shield taken for Arthas. And again the two teams collide in the middle of the bot lane. Seeing everybody just rushing away for now. Fight or not fight, fight or flight. That's what they're thinking about, and it looks like they're gonna take the battle. Sport Billy is already in there, and right now the Rain of Vengeance locking them down. The Hyperion, death from above, and just barely the escape on the side of Sport Billy the heal. Wow, Ancestral Healing keeps him alive. And Roccat is playing this super solid. 5 kills against 4. They're pushing this in. Quarknix and the rest of the pirates are already on the run. And, well, Roccat is in hot pursuit, but they're not able to lock them down yet. The mid lane has been taking quite a bit of damage for Roccat, but they still have the mid and also the bot lane protected. So it works. They are still in a solid position here. We see also another tribute on the map, and that could again be the curse tribute against Roccat. Level 17 versus level 17, and the teams are starting to move over here. Up at the top lane, on the other hand, these 2 Siege Giants did not only take down the fort, but now they're going for the wall at the keep. Tribute has been captured already by Roccat, so now both of the teams have 2 tributes. Zoke is moving in deep for this one, trying to disrupt the backline. Sypho waiting for another opportunity to drop a Void Prism, but in this case actually it's in cooldown still. And those Siege Giants are still doing work, going through one after another. Hazorps is using them to push this even further, and even though they're not able to take down the keep, they still put a lot of pressure onto those 2 towers and drain the ammunition in the process as well. Smexy style helping out with the Moonburn, and at the same time we have Roccat already busy at the bot lane with another boss attempt, and this boss should be able to go through the keep. We'll definitely take it, so it's a perfect opportunity for them. And that, oh my god, it couldn't get any better for them, could it? The curse appears on the map and they can now go straight for the tribute. The curse tribute is there, and 2 heroes are trying to finish the boss. Quarknix already moving down to the bot lane, but this could be brutal. They're already zoning them this early, super early zoning here. Oh, the Void Prism! They have to use the Void Prism, but they lose Zeratul. Well, it's the thought that counts, but still, yeah, it didn't work out. It was a good idea. It was a pretty decent idea, but yeah, Void Prison, everything, they're trying to prevent it. The boss, by the way, is nearly on the keep now, and they move in. Super KG is probably going to die here, or is he going to be able to escape? It's close, but he gets away, at least for now. And over here, the zoning with the entangling roots, that worked too. The boss at the top lane, but there's a curse. Leoric is dead after all. The boss already went through the keep, and now they can go for Korn. That's exactly what they're doing. Zeratul is dead, so is Leoric. It's a 5 versus 3, and the boss on top of the core as well. Over here, we see the boss trying to go through all of this, and he's probably going to eliminate that keep too, but it doesn't really matter because this is going to be the first game in the hands of Roccat. Well played here. They take the lead in the best of 3 series in the loser bracket here at the end of the Storm tournament. Game number 1 on Cursed Hollow ends in favor of Roccat to take the lead in the best of 3 series now. Our second match is Sky Temple, and of course it's the map choice of Pirates in Pyjamas. They lost the first game. They have to win 2 in a row if they want to advance. If they lose here, then they are out. And it's their map choice, so in this case they actually drafted a very, very aggressive setup. They went straight into a single tank, Muradin in this case, and have 3 damage dealers. A Falstad, which of course is great because he has the global presence and can really just jump between those lanes depending on where the temples spawn. They also have a Jaina and a Zagara on top of that, so the potential more setup into, well, first of all, of course, the Blizzard. Theoretically, you could also try to combine that with the Hinterland Blast, but these days it's actually not so much about the Hinterland Blast anymore. It's still being picked, but we have a lot of Mighty Gas talents picked on false stats, especially on maps where we have objectives where it makes sense, and also, of course, the bosses that you can take. Roccat again in the lead here, and they are actually playing this with the Khaldor and also with the Nazebo. They have a double front line, so again 2 tanks, 2 damage dealers and a healer. In this case it's Uther, and Roccat is going to do whatever they can to lock this series down with the 2-0 against the Pirates. So guys, map number 2 coming up now, Sky Temple between Roccat and the Pirates in Pyjamas. Game number 2 in the best of 3 series in the losers bracket of the Enter the Storm finals. We have once again Roccat going up against the Pirates, and well, Roccat is in the lead after the last map. We have to the left side, Zocke for Roccat on Teriel, Chris on Khaldor, Shadowmar on Uther, Hazobs on Nazebo, and Sport Billy on Johanna. The right side of the map, it's the Pirates again, the Swedish Pirates, the full Swedish team with Zico on Jaina, Smexy style on Rega, Quacknix on Falstad, we have Super KG on Muradin, and Saifo on Zagara. A very aggressive setup for them, a single tank that they're currently using in this game. And again, we are having them orientating themselves more or less into the middle of the map. Already on level 1, the power throw here for Falstad. And a lot of talents that, like all of the talents except for Johanna, are really relying heavily on regeneration globes. Or on kills. Mana Addict taken, Death Ritual, 1 Conjurer's Pursuit, and then Regeneration Master taken here. Zagara, of course, is at the bottom of the map. I mean, there's no doubt about that. She is just like one of the best solo laners that we have in the game. That's why we're seeing her oftentimes on Dragonshy up at the top lane, and on Sky Temple down to the bot lane. So currently Hazop, Stalker, Sportbeat and Shadowmar, they're actually rotating from the mid to the bottom lane. That's something that we don't see all that often, but well, let's see how it's going to work out for them. At the top lane, Chris is going to try and hold experience on his own. Muradin, so far, not really committing to anything here. But it's pretty interesting to see that the Pirates are playing such an aggressive style right now. They have 3 damage dealers with Jaina, also with Falstad and then Zagara, and that is extremely strong, but at the same time it's also quite the squishy lineup that they have, and it could backfire. Could really backfire fast. Falstad allows them to also move on the map very fast so that they can get a bit more experience maybe. They can, for example, stay at the top lane a bit longer when the bottom temple is announced and then fly down with Quacknix, who's currently rocking the Master Skin here on his Falstad. We have the Thunderclap build for Muradin, who committed now to Reverberation on level 1. And in the mid lane, big push on 4 heroes from Roccat. And they are rotating again, at least with 1. So Roccat making sure that Zagara is not able to get as much creep tumors on the map as she would like to. We have 1 temple already taken by Shadowmar. He's moving into the middle to get this one and get most of the shots out of it. Smexy style is moving in now too, trying to chase him away, as the rest of the heroes already bursted down 1 tower with the help of the temple shots. Up to the top, Quacknix is getting trapped by the wall of zombies, but moves out with the barrel roll. Level 4, we sometimes even see the reduction on the cooldown here. I'm interested to see what kind of build he plays, because normally it's really the focus on the auto attack build that we see these days. There's already Vampiric Assault for the self-sustain, I kinda like that, so he will be able to stay on lane a bit longer with this. Netherwind taken, Amplified Healing, combos off really well with the Regeneration Master, and a kill against Rega, potential double kill! And whoa, that is not the start that the Pirates were envisioning there earlier. So now they find themselves not only slightly behind in experience, but also 2 heroes short on the map. That was a bit annoying, I'd say. Top temple shots have been taken, an entire level lead. Wow, 6 versus 5. I mean, it's still early in the game, so that's not a lot of experience that they missed out on here, but still, they need to make their way back into this. The good thing for them is that there was still a wave waiting right over here that they could take with Super KG and also Reka, who moved in again. But yeah, that is starting to get a bit tricky here. So they need to, wow, they actually try to go for the camp, and Zocke, if he saw that, they can move in and steal it away, and that's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Shadowmar moves in, level 6 versus level 6.5. They get the camp, that's 1 siege giant camp for them. Roccat is just stealing everything on the map. They are moving into the bot lane again, and that rotation that we've seen here earlier, that really makes a lot of sense. They have more control on those 2 camps. And with the rotation, they might also be able to get a kill. So the Siege Giants are already pushing in, or were at least for a few seconds. They didn't do too much damage, but at least they denied it to their opponents. We're having in the mid lane now the rest of Team Roccat moving in with a level 7 talent, which is going to give them a slight advantage over their opponent, of course. Commitment to Kitbin on the Zebo, and they dropped the fort. Very aggressive stance here by Roccat. I mean, more damage in terms of like numbers or in terms of the heroes that we see are definitely on the map for the opponent, for Pirates, but still, like, Roccat is playing a super solid game here. Again, the frogs just moving in, or the toads. We also have the reduction on the cooldown again for the ice lance, which is pretty common right now in Jaina to go for on level 7. Frostbitten is oftentimes being taken too, but right now this is the talent that a lot of Jaina players are starting to focus upon. Chris and Super Cage have a bit of a standoff there for a second. On level 7 now here, the secret weapon, and of course Chris just holding experience. Like, he's taking it really slow here, just holding the experience. Sportbeat and Zocca trying to take down as many of the creep tumors down to the bot lane as they possibly can. And now the temple is activating. We have the siege giants pushing in. Good timing here for them. The top lane is being pushed. Quacknix is there, and he has a big camp, so he can actually push down this fort easily, but he's gonna miss out at the bot lane, and that's a massive push that we see Roccat using here. Top lane is going to be pressured by the camp. It's going to be an easy kill against the fort, and we could see Falstad flying in any second right now, but at the same time this wall is gone, and as soon as that well is being eliminated, there's no chance for them to move back and heal up again, and the well is down. Still more shots taken by Zocca down here. Nice Blizzard. They're moving in again for more damage. Nearly level, well, actually level 10 is still one level away. But they get the entire temple, at least thus far. And the experience lead is still in the hands of Roccat. They can well up and move in again, and that's exactly what they're doing here right now. A few of the shots end up in the hands of the Pirates, but not too many. And now all of a sudden, Muradin is in trouble, jumps away. Saifo and Ziku are trapped though, and Zagara is already dead, and they're going straight for Jaina. So another double kill for Roccat, and that secures them level 10. They're super close to it, and they will most likely just move in and drop this fort. Over there to the left we see now Blessed Shield taken, Divine Shield, a lot of shields, and we're also of course going to have Judgment plus Phoenix, and with this setup we could actually see the Revenant Spirit. It can be Gary, it can go for both. It is Gary. They go for Gary the Gargantuan, but I guess they could have had a chance to move straight into Revenant Spirit. There's not too many heroes that can really like cancel that, do anything about it. Muradin, of course, more maybe on Zagara, but that's already about it, unless of course Mighty Gust is chosen for Falstad, which is more popular. I mean, Mighty Gust has actually been chosen most of the times when we see Falstad played these days. It's more popular than the Hinterland Blast, at least in the last few days, so maybe now we're seeing Hinterland Blast for the first time, or is it going to be the Mighty Gust? Ancestral Healing, Avatar, more for the Pirates. And what about the last two? What are we going to see for... that's the Mighty Gust, yes, and Jaina commits to Water Elemental. Alright, so we have level 11 versus level 10, heroic abilities for both of the teams, but still the solid lead in experience for Roccat, and they are pushing the top lane now with Hazop, Shadowma and Chris trying to drop the first tower here. Quacknix is staying in range of the fission bomb and gets that damage added, so the camp is starting to push this one in, and they're trying to lock down Zagara, and they get the kill. Well played here, the Water Elemental pushing against them, but this is of course exactly that snipe that they needed. And we still have at the bot lane, by the way, Tyrael. So amongst all of this, Tyrael is still pushing the bot lane. It was a 5 versus 4 before up at the top. Now it's an even fight, at least when it comes to the number of heroes that we're seeing here. And we have the wall completely destroyed and a focus on tower number 2, which is now about to be dropped here. And that's a solid leading experience right now. Shadowma is low, but he is still alive. And Tyrael is now farming the mid lane. Like, he's at the bottom, he's in the middle, he's just everywhere and saying like, yay, free XP, thank you. And that free XP results in them taking a 2-level lead. Level 13 talents gonna be ready for them. We have Tyrael still in the middle. Zocca is playing a PvE and nothing else. Sport Billy already there. And well, we all know what 13 means for Kalthas. Chain bombs, party time, free bombs for everybody. Also the ice block now, spell shield against Jaina, and an imposing will on Tyrael. And up to the top, the first temple is taken. They actually take both of the temples right now, and that eliminates, or is going to eliminate, the last fort of the Pirates. They rotate down to the bot lane, but Zocca can always use Eldruin's Might to just simply jump away. The wall is completely intact. They didn't lose anything except for the top lane just yet. So now a few of the structures here are dropped, but guess what? Roccat just says, alright, thanks boys, we're gonna go into the top lane and start to drop your keep. Have fun with that. There's only Rhaegar and Zagara, but still, like, they can do even a bit more more damage, take one of the towers down. Every single structure that you eliminate counts. And Tyrael is still at the bot lane and starting to push now against Quacknix. Is trying to force him back. The temple has already been taken though, so all of the shots end up in the hands of the pirates. But yeah, the mid lane is still there. 14 versus 12, that means that the talent is still available to them. And they have split push going on everywhere. Sport Billy is moving in, plays his PvE, sees Quacknix and is just like, leave me alone, bird. So they will just rotate down again to take another Siege Giant camp, and they maintain that 2-level advantage that they had throughout the entire game already. So they are now in the situation where it's level 15 versus level 13 in a second. And yeah, the 13 talent is going to be an important one for the Pirates, because it means that for the first time in ages they are on the same talent level as their opponent. So we have 13 versus 13 talents with the Giant Killer for Falstad. Also more damage on Muradin, who decided to go straight into Burning Rage. The Siege Giants are actually here. This is the time where Roccat has to be careful, because they are still one talent, well, they're on the same talent, but they're only one level away from 16, so they want to take this a bit easy now. We have to the top lane, Tyrael starting to move in again, and well, here at least he can start to push this back, down to the bot lane, and wow! The balls! Look at that! These guys have the balls of steel, cojones, and they put them on the table. They go for boss. They just simply say like, alright, let's take boss. We're 2 levels behind, time to take boss. And not quite sure if that works. If it does, that would be great. They nearly take down some of the Roccat players. Khaldor is actually eliminated. And Judgment already used. They're going deep for the kills here. And Smexy's style is super low. And drops as well. But it's still 1 versus 2 kills in this case. Johanna is dead. Khaldor is dead too. The Pirates have to move away. And they did not get the boss. But they still have camps pushing everywhere. And at the bot lane, this camp is going to drop another fort. So Hazops is trying to prevent that. There's also 2 temples that are up right now. And again, the Pirates are going for boss here. There's already Shadowmar just standing around. 17 seconds on Johanna and another 8 on Khaldor. But the 2 temples are active, so they're moving away. So Roccat didn't really win that fight, but now they have the level 16 talents, and that still gives them a very solid lead, even though the gap in experience is not as big as it was before. We have Chris still de-pushing that mid lane, and well, he has now the Arcane Barrier, so he's a lot safer than he was before. Benediction has been taken, and they are able to claim those temples, so they should be at least. In the mid lane, we already had Uther there. Super Cage is still here with his Muradin. Talking about, oh, miss on the gravity lapse, but Ziku, he has no escape. He has no escape, and neither does Smexy style. He heals himself, though, with the Ancestral Healing. Zokke is actually letting Jaina escape, at least for now. They already got their kill. At the bot lane, Falstad is starting to move in once again. And with this, we're having him actually starting to threaten one of those keeps. The problem is that I don't think Roccat cares too much, since they are already attacking with those towers 2 keeps of the opponent. And that should potentially even drop one, especially since they're most of the shots still up at the top lane. Level 15 versus level 17. Zokke already there, and this is getting really nasty. The Pirates have to make some kind of play right now, and they're trying to drop Nazeebo, but there's already Shadowmar helping him out, and with now a 4 versus 4 situation, 5 versus 4 actually, they're jumping in, and oh my god, the living bombs everywhere. Quacknix dead, Cypher is about to die. They are getting everybody here, aren't they? Zagara is already gone, the mod didn't really help her too much, and this is now again a 5 versus 3 situation. Roccat with a great play here, 9 kills against 2. And they're starting to move straight into the mid lane now to drop Super KG. So for that point, we're having Super KG in a bit of trouble as well. Can he still jump away? Yes, he can. It was a close one, though. Like, he nearly died there. So they get that drop on him, or nearly. And we have level 16s now, finally, for the Pirates. Still a 2-level lead for Roccat. And they already dropped the keep up at the top lane. And the one in the mid lane already suffered quite a bit of damage as well. The last few shots are going to drop. It's not going to take it down, but it's very, very close. And I mean, like, in this situation, the only thing that you can really do is try to go for a fight while you still have the level 16 talents and your opponent does as well. That's the chance that you have. Fight on 16 versus 16. This is an opportunity that you can use to maybe get something out of it. But right now, Zokke, Shadowmar, like, all of them, they are starting to look at a very dire situation here. Sorry, like the Pirates are. Zokke and Shadowmar are looking at a really good spot, actually. They only need a bit more experience for level 20. And let's just face it, if they get a boss, for example, or they get another temple phase and can contain 2 of those, they will not only drop the keep up in the mid lane, but also put a lot of pressure to the one at the bottom lane. And there's just very little that the Pirates can do once that level 20 is hit, so they have to make that play before that, or just be willing to wait wait even longer. The problem that I have with this is that I don't really feel like they have an opportunity to wait all that long. I don't think they can do that. Once that level 20 is hit, they're going to be like at least 2 levels behind. It's going to be an eternity, and if during all that time there's temples spawning on the map, they will lose it. They will lose those temples unless, of course, they get a snipe before it happens. Right now, we're seeing them again starting to move in. Both of the teams are just like posturing around. There's camps at the top lane, 2 mercenary camps facing each other. Water Elemental already used. A bit late, but here comes again Phoenix for the zoning, and they are moving back. Actually, the Pirates are really committing to this for a second, moving through it with a few of their heroes. It's a 5 versus 5 here. Another Stormbolt, but Super KG is already low. They're all really low. I'm not quite sure what exactly he wanted to do with that particular gust, but Falset is getting punished for it either way. He got a bit too cheeky here, and all that sass is being punished. He gets dropped first. And they are starting to move in now against the rest of the team. Cypher, without an escape, has absolutely no chance, except for Rhaegar healing him with the Ancestral Healing, and that exactly happens. Actually happens. No, currently we have a 5 versus 4. The Temple is up. This one is going to get claimed, and they can even go into the mid lane and assist a bit with even more damage against the structure. Level 20, of course, is going to be pretty easy for them to get now too, since it's a 5 versus 4 situation. So there's the 20, and there's no way for the Pirates to move in for this. There's absolutely no chance. Double Bolt of the Storm, a Storm Shield. That's a hardened shield. Like, what are you going to do against this? Move in 4 versus 5 against the level 20? Yeah, well, have fun with that. Already the catapult's putting some pressure onto the shield at the core, and the second keep has fallen in the mid lane, and now the bot lane is being attacked. The Temple is not going to be able to drop the entire keep, but it's going to put some damage in, and if they get the boss at any point in the game, it should be enough to drop the keep as well, but by then it would probably also mean game. So right now, with all the damage that they already pushed in, they have now a 2.5 level lead. A lot of time to wait for the next Temple phase to simply take boss. Judgment used! Nice ice block, and Mighty Gust in this case actually getting very, very useful. They're able to move away. They have once again an opportunity to maybe drop a target there, and Chris is getting rather low, so they actually move away for now. He's eating a lot of damage in this case. And there's Gary covering their retreat. Atta boy. That's a bro. There's still a fort in the mid lane. They lost 2 keeps, but there's still a fort for Roccat. Roccat with great play so far. Yeah, they eat that blizzard, but who cares? They're moving in again. Nice condemn again, the Ancestral Healing, and the kill against Jaina. The boss even helping her as well, and in comes with the Divine Shield Sport Billy, trying to use another condemn here. There's just like living bombs everywhere now. Everybody is super low, and they can't go for boss. The only hero that really is take a lot of damage during that fight was Uther now, and Shadowmar is already about to heal himself up, so they can simply go for the boss at this point. I don't even understand why they don't. I mean, they go for the Siege Giant camps, but those can easily be depushed. I suppose that they're just waiting for the next temple to be announced so that they can go in and take it. But right now, with a 3-level lead and a level 20 talents, and even a 5 versus 4, they could just say like, alright, screw it, let's go for boss and end this. If they don't, they should actually... Risks like that is something that you need to take, I feel. Because... well, I suppose on this map it's a bit different since you have those temples coming up again. But if they wait too long and really don't win the game by just using these advantages that they have, then they actually risk ending up in the 20 versus 20 scenario. So for now, they're really starting to make these moves, and they are going to move down to take another temple there. If you look at the keep on the other hand, well, it has a few hit points left. That means they can't completely take down the core, but it's going to be a fight that the Pirates are going to take either way. Because they already know, even if there's 10% left on the core, who cares? A right click is going to seal the deal. So now we have the Pirates trying to look for an opportunity to drop somebody here. The temples are active, and the shots are already being fired. So the keep is going to be destroyed in just a few seconds, and the shields are going to be attacked. They're moving back onto the temple. Already Jaina is way too far out here. Merlin jumps in to peel a bit, but that... wow, nice heal, but it doesn't matter. Jaina is dead either way. The temple is already destroyed. The shield is nearly gone. Well, not the temple, but the keep is destroyed. Shield is nearly gone, and they go even for another kill. 2 heroes dead already. Quarknix tries to escape, but of course we all know how this is going to end. The core is already being attacked by the temple. They get the kill against Falstad as well, and now all they have to do is either move to the top lane and get temple number 2, or simply say they're going into mid lane. Smexy style, I got this. Yeah, he's trying to move in. There's absolutely nothing that he can do, by the way. So yeah, is he gonna try and move in? Nah. Okay, so this is game. He cannot even attack the core because all of the keeps are still standing. A 2-0 victory for Roccat. Yeah, well, brings them into the next round of the tournament, and the Pirates are out of the Enter the Storm. Very solid play by Roccat here. They take the series with a 2-0 victory against the Pirates in Pyjamas, who are now out of the tournament, and Roccat advances to the next round of the loser bracket. Of course, with most of the matches in the winner bracket already, Roccat, they've proved in the past that they had an amazing team. They won the third Road to BlizzCon qualifier, and even though they are in the losers bracket now, they still have all the chances to end up in the finals here, and they are going to try. So we are going to see the next few series in just a bit, but well, that's it for the day, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the commentary here and also the matches. If you did, then give the video a thumbs up on YouTube, would be amazing. And also, if you guys have not subscribed to Khaldor TV yet, you should definitely hit that sub button. Thank you very much for tuning in today. It was a pleasure casting for you, and I hope to see you guys next time with even more Heroes of the Storm here on the channel. So see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye bye.